This video teaches how to use the setup mode to read variables and change settings. We start this video with the ARP running. Note that the center dot is flashing. Start by holding down the on-off button to turn off the control. O, then OF, and then OFF will march across the screen. When the control is off, the display will be blank. Remove your finger from the on-off button. With the control off, place your right finger on the setup button and hold it down. With the left hand, momentarily press an on-off button. Once the display lights up, your right finger can be removed from the setup button. If you are contacting us for support, the values of the next 6 variables need to be written down and sent to us. If your control has the default setting, the ATO value will be C-H. The center display button is used to advance to the next variable, ATS. From the last variable, we know that the control is set to the C-H control function. Thus, ATS value is 217. Again, hold finger down on center display button to advance to the next variable, ABS. The value for ABS is 217 for this example. To advance to next variable, hold down center button. TR value is 1 for this example. We will return to these variables to show how to clear ABS and TR. Hold down display button to advance to the OPN variable. OPN reads 0 for this example. Starting to get the routine? Center button to advance to SHT. Yep, SHT also reads 0. Write down the variable names and the values to this point if you contact us for service. Also, you may need the control version number and the serial number. We will get to that after showing how to set the fan temperature. The default fan setting value is 4. By pressing the right setup button, the value of the fan setting is advanced to 5. Each subsequent press of the setup button will advance to the next value. See the documentation for the fan set point for each value of the fan variable. Use the center button to advance to the next variable when you have the desired fan setting value. We will skip through the OS, SP, and CRF variables. Read the documentation on these variables. Also, remember that any changes have to be stored before exiting setup mode. After the boiler temperature unit setting is the control functions. The control function will read C-H if the controller has its default value. Use the right setup button to toggle to the desired control function. Each press of the right button will toggle from C-H to C-L and then PID. PID is the desired setting. Use the center display button to advance to the next variable. The next variable is E9 and the value is 0. Use the right setup button to change to the E7 variable. Its value is also 0. As always, to move to the next variable in setup, use the center button. The next value is PER. Pressing the center button again gives the version of control. This is a version 4.1 control. Write down the version of control. Next press of the center button is the SNT variable, which stands for serial number thousands. This control is 41,000. Press center button again to read SNH, serial number hundreds. Therefore, the serial number is 41,443 for this control. RET is an important function. Read the documentation to restore factory default settings. If this function is used and your fridge requires PID control function, you will have to change the PID after the factory settings are restored. As always, use the center button to advance to the store function. When S'' is seen by pressing the right setup button and watching the display, STO will be displayed. All settings have now been stored. The control can now be turned off, but we will use the center button to see the PID settings and clear the ABS and TR values. We are back at the first variable. Note that the value for ATO has changed in the PID mode. The same is true for ATS. We will proceed to ABS to show how to clear this diagnostic variable. It should be clear at this point that the center button is used for advancing to the next variable. The right button is used to change an adjustable variable value. ABS can be cleared by holding the setup button until -LO appears. The exact same procedure is used to clear TR. Hold right button until 0 appears. For any change made when in setup, the change has to be stored. Use center button to advance to S-. Hold right button until STO flashes on screen, then use the on-off button to turn off the control. Thank you for listening to our informative videos. So remember, if you're going somewhere with your RV refrigerator, restart the fridge to fin in the ARP control mode so your fridge can stay alive.